Hi friends, it's Miss Witt coming to you for art today. I hope that everyone has recovered and is home safe and warm after the winter storm last week. I know it was a very hard, scary week for a lot of people, and so just know that the school and our staff are here to support you and your family, so if you need anything, please reach out to us. For this week's art activity though, I am hoping that it's a fun little escape and a fun way for you to kind of reflect and maybe dream of some fun places you would like to go. So you're supposed to listen to the read aloud of Tar Beach, which is one of my favorite stories. I think Faith Ringgold is a very talented storyteller, but also very gifted artist. She loves to use color, bold patterns to create quilts to tell her stories. But this is obviously a written book that she did, and for her art, she does normally work with textiles, so quilting. So for our art activity today, we will be using white paper, pencil, black marker if you have one available, ruler if you have one available, but if not, like a straight edge from a book or a movie will work. And then of course something to add color with. So we first have to start off by making our own border. And to do that, I'm going to use a ruler. And I'm just going to line it up with the edge of my paper. And using my marker, I'm going to make a line. For me, it's easier if I move it over here for this side. But again, just trying to hold my ruler steady so I don't move it while I'm making my line. Make my vertical straight line. Then I come across and go on the bottom to make a horizontal line. And remember Larry, you can sing his song if it helps you. Holding my ruler steady, going from edge to edge. And I have a little hook in my ruler, but you know what? That's okay. Now I'm going to show you how I would do it if I didn't have a ruler and I just have a straight edge of a movie or even a book, which is great for this case because it can go all the way across my paper. So that is ideal. So if you're using something like this, I would just kind of try to eyeball it. You can maybe use your fingers to take measurement of how far it goes across. So mine's like right here. I'll use a pencil first, just in case I have to go back and erase. Hold your item steady, and then I will make my vertical line. And then same thing for this side. It's about 2 fingers for me. Hold it steady, and I go down. Okay, so here is my border that I just created. I'll go over these lines with my marker, and you can do that too if you feel comfortable starting off with pencil just in case you mess up and you can erase. So here is a final outline border. Now I'm going to go through and make small squares in these long skinny rectangles I have, because within these squares I'm going to make different patterns, different style lines to fill my paper. And they don't have to be perfectly even. I'm actually going to try to line up my lines that are on the opposite side by using my ruler or my straight edge to go to the top and then finish them that way. And so within these sections that you are making on your border, you are going to add patterns, and if you want, you can use the sheet that I attached on the Google slide that have some options for you. If you have a dice, you could even roll for the different ones, or you can make them up like I did on my final example that I'm about to show you. But so here you go. It almost looks like a game board around the edge. But here is where you can kind of get creative and get fun and fill it with geometric shapes, different style lines. Again, you can use that Google sheet that I gave you. So you can do this and just fill them up. And it's okay if you reuse some of your designs that you want to make, but I would just make sure that you alternate or make sure they're not right next to each other. So you can use some geometric shapes, different lines, and then I want to just go ahead and flip to my final example. As you can see, I kind of used my corner pieces to almost tell a story, like with the flower blooming. I kind of did that on each of the corners. So it was just a bud, then the sun. I just kind of like that. I feel like some quilters enjoy doing that as well. And then in my other sections, I just kind of created some repeating patterns. I even took the opportunity to play with where they were placed in the squares. So they were asymmetrical, symmetrical, or, you know, they lined up perfectly. So, and in the center of your quilted frame, your border, I want you to draw a favorite memory that you have, maybe a dream that you have of a place you would like to go or see. Take an opportunity to just kind of reflect on positive things that are happening in your life or that you plan on happening for your future. And so for mine, I remembered a camping trip that I took with some friends and family. And it was just really, really nice to be out in nature and to have like a nice lake and a beautiful moon above the water, roasting marshmallows. And so you can keep it very simple. If you want to take more time to add more details, you can. I even had students in the past who just drew one object, like they wanted a bird, and so they had drew a beautiful bird cage, and I thought that was excellent. So now I'm going to take some time to water paint my bordered quilted art piece. And if you want to use water paints, that's great, but notice I did use a Sharpie. If you end up just using a washable marker, just realize that the water paints will make that marker run. So if you have water paints and you're wanting to use them, try to use a Sharpie or just a black crayon will do. Okay, so I hope you guys have fun creating this art project, and please let me know if you need anything. Bye guys!